What enabled Marcus Aurelius to confront wars, pandemics, economic crises, the death of 8 of his 13 children, and still be remembered as one of the greatest leaders of his era? Throughout history, he has been regarded as a genuine mentor, influencing significant figures, leaders, and thinkers. For 19 years, Marcus Aurelius penned a series of reflections that led to the creation of Meditations. Meditations is not a scientific book explaining the workings of the world. Instead, it is a practical guide of mental techniques and tools for a more serene and fulfilling life. It was the notebook of a man who bore the weight of the Roman Empire on his shoulders while striving to be virtuous. The fact that he wrote this for himself, without intending for it to be seen by others, truly demonstrates the sincerity and authenticity of his thoughts, his brilliance, humility, and profound humanity. If you wish to understand and apply this knowledge to improve your life, this video is for you. We have compiled 22 principles from Meditations into a summary to guide, inspire, and sustain us in the pursuit of a full and meaningful life. Therefore, it is crucial to like, subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, and not miss any new videos. You help us spread this knowledge to more people. Now, let's discuss the principles. 1. Your mind is stronger. Your mind should be stronger than your body and emotions. Understand that you have both a body and a mind, but it is the mind, with its ability to think and reason, that makes you unique. Utilizing this capability well means making the most of what nature has given you. Deep down, you know what you should do, but sometimes you don't do it because you let your body take control. When you decide to do something, like waking up half an hour earlier, and fail to do so because you're tired, lazy, or lack motivation, you allow it to control you. At these moments, start questioning yourself, will I allow this to dominate me? To yield means letting your body or emotions govern your mind, inevitably leading to sadness and regret. This happens because you're not allowing your mind to reach its full potential. The secret is to control your mind. By mastering your mind, you begin to do good, and doing good is the path to true happiness. Once you start using reason and logic, your life will change drastically, almost as if transitioning from night to day. In a few days, you will feel so well and strong, as if you had undergone years of change. This occurs when you return to your basic principles and value reason. Strengthen your mind so that it rules over your body and emotions. By thinking this way, you can change your life for the better. 2. Have self-respect. Value self-respect in every decision you make. Always ask yourself, am I acting in a way that I will be proud of in the future? Am I being true to my beliefs? Be careful not to say or do anything that does not reflect what you truly believe. Never consider something good if it means breaking a promise, losing your self-respect, or hating someone. When you feel anger, remember that true strength is not in succumbing to emotions but in the ability to remain kind and courteous. True strength, bravery, and courage belong to those who maintain calm and self-control, not those who are swayed by passion and dissatisfaction. Do not become a tyrant nor submit to the whims of others. 3. Do what needs to be done. Being firm and independent in life means fulfilling your duties without relying on others, facing your challenges head-on, wherever life or your responsibilities place you. That's where you must stand firm and confront any difficulty without fear of failure. The most important thing is to question whether your actions are correct rather than worrying about the risks involved. You are mistaken if you think someone worthy of respect gives more importance to their fears than to doing what is right. Focus on acting rightly, assessing whether your behaviors are those of a good person or not. 4. When you encounter cruelty, rudeness, hostility, or negative criticism, see it as an opportunity to grow and evolve. If the critique is fair, it's a chance to learn and improve, thus, accept it with an open heart, without feeling diminished or inferior. But if the critique is unjust, remember that we all make mistakes. It's not necessary to take it personally or hold grudges. Begin to recall your own mistakes and look at your critic with compassion. Similarly, if you need to correct someone, do it with respect and humility, aiming to help, not to harm or elevate yourself above the other. Speak directly to the person, and if that doesn't work, reflect on the virtues we can use against faults. Kindness, for example, is an excellent antidote to malice. Acting kindly in the face of negative actions leaves many unsure how to react, and even those who continue to act rudely cannot define your moral worth. Regardless of others' actions, your mission is always to be kind. If you trusted someone unworthy, see it as a learning experience and understand that the mistake was yours for being naive. Believe in kindness but accept the reality that some people have ill intentions. This prepares us for life and understand that the harm others do only affects your inner peace and heart. Join our Stoicist journey at Buy Me a Coffee. Support with a donation or as a member and have a voice in our community. Every coffee fuels our mission to share wisdom. Be our pillar, make a difference today. Harms your soul if you retaliate with malice. It's your job to be good and not let their evil change who you are. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. 5. Everything depends on how you interpret it. Marcus Aurelius teaches us something powerful. Everything depends on how you interpret what happens in your life. He tells us that, while not an absolute truth, this idea serves as an incredible tool for daily life. Essentially, what affects us is how we decide to view situations, not the situations themselves. This means we have the choice of how to react to everything that happens. For example, if it starts raining, we can get annoyed with the weather and bothered about the rain as we leave work because we'll face traffic, the subway will be slower, or we can be thankful for being alive, able to work, and feel the rain. The idea is simple. We can clear all impressions and thoughts that are problematic and pessimistic and find peace of mind quickly. The secret is controlling our mind to see the positive side of things. Ultimately, you are what you think about continually. So, start observing what thoughts exist in your head, what thoughts pass through your mind when you wake up, what you think before you go to sleep, and what occupies your day because they will dictate the pace of your life. Your soul is colored by the tone of your thoughts. 6. Do not isolate yourself from the world. We were made to live together and help one another. Do not let anger, discouragement, or even the bitter opinions of some prevent you from doing good in the world. We should all feel good about helping because it's the right thing to do. Try to understand and like people, even if they make mistakes. This makes it easier to remember that we all err and no one will live forever. In the end, we are all on the same journey together, and regardless of their actions, they do not have the power to hurt us if we do not accept it. A useful mental strategy is to focus on the positive qualities of the people around you. Everyone has talents and abilities, whether it's someone's energy, simplicity, or generosity. This will help you see others in a more positive light and feel more inspired. 7. Avoid complaining. Whatever the situation, try not to complain. Face the work in front of you and do it without grumbling. If it's something you cannot do alone, ask for help without feeling embarrassed. But do it without complaining, not even internally or in thought. 8. Life is short. Remember that life is short and death is inevitable for everyone, so the time to act is now. It's crucial to decide to pursue justice, honesty, courage, self-control, and rational action above everything else. Think about how many times you've postponed plans and procrastinated, how many opportunities have been lost. Your life is limited, and time is passing. Stop seeking others' approval and delaying things. Decide today to start acting. Don't live as if you had all the time in the world, death is always lurking. Choosing to live well now can end your internal suffering. You suffer because you choose to wait to be good tomorrow instead of today. One way to change this is to think that the part of your life up until now is over, and from today, you are living a new life that should be lived correctly. Think of yourself as if you had already lived your life. Now, with the time that remains, live in the right way. It is shameful for your soul to give up while your body is still capable. As we age, the chances of achieving great deeds may diminish, but that doesn't mean we should give up on building our character and doing good. Even if you haven't become the great thinker or scientist you imagined, you can still achieve freedom, humility, serve others, and live according to Stoic principles. Just as we accept physical limitations, we must accept the limitations of our life. Death will come for all, and fear of the future should not prevent us from acting courageously today. With this mindset, we can fully live every moment that remains. 9. Choose to do what is right. Focus on doing what is right, even if people disagree. If something is not right, do not do it. If something is not true, do not say it. Do not do wrong just because others are doing it, and do not worry about being praised for it. When you do something good, do it because you want to help, not expecting anything in return. The act of doing good is a reward in itself. The true pleasure lies in performing one good deed after another, acting with kindness and virtue, regardless of whether people thank or recognize you. Do not let someone's bad behavior divert you from your path. Be happy with any progress, even if small, and feel good just for trying to help. If your goal is to act correctly, you are on the right path, even if obstacles appear. Do not base your happiness on what others think or do, but on your own actions. If you are leading, be ready for criticism. But continue doing good without expecting applause. The important thing is to remain true to what is right, without seeking approval. Do not let the opinion of others prevent you from doing what is right. 10. Act with purpose. Always be alert and practice intentional actions. Often, we live on autopilot, doing things without really thinking about them. Avoid aimless actions or those not aligned with solid principles. Do not drift without direction. Make an effort to critically observe your mind as if evaluating someone else's. Constantly ask yourself, what am I using my mind for right now? What kind of person am I being? Am I acting like a child, a tyrant, or an animal? What is causing me to act this way? If you can control your actions and thoughts and act in an organized manner, you will find tranquility. If you do not pay attention to your mind's movements, unhappiness, insecurity, and anxiety will increase. You can find peace from external problems at any moment by turning inward, but remember to do this briefly and not disconnect completely from the world. 11. The power of believing in yourself. It's curious how we value others' opinions about us more than our own, even when we love ourselves more than anyone else. This doesn't mean we should be arrogant, but rather trust in ourselves and do what we think is right without giving so much importance or worrying about what others will think. You know your motives and do not have to explain your decisions to everyone. It's even worse when we seek to impress or gain the approval of people we do not respect. Think about it, is it really important to receive praise from those we do not admire? Marcus Aurelius teaches us not to focus so much on praise and to reflect on its true importance in our lives, pondering if the quest for recognition leaves us empty inside. Be authentic and true. There is no need to show off or try to be something you are not just to please or gain advantages. What really matters is being truly yourself. 12. Be flexible. It's better to be corrected than to continue fooling yourself. Therefore, always be open to accepting corrections. Changing your mind does not indicate weakness, on the contrary, it shows that you are free and capable of making noble decisions, especially if new information indicates you were mistaken. But change for valid reasons and do it for the right reasons, not just to please others or because of social pressure. The decision to change should be yours, based on what you truly believe and know. 13. Value freedom. Learn to accept that everyone has the right to express their opinions, even if you disagree with them. Instead of trying to control others, focus on how you react. Listen attentively and with empathy, even if what you hear is not what you agree with. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes without judgment. Defend equal rights for all, believing in a society where laws apply equally to everyone, regardless of social status or power. Remember that leaders should value the freedom of their citizens above all. Be aware that power can corrupt, leading to malice, hypocrisy, and even cruelty. If you occupy a leadership position, remember these risks. Maintain self-control and resist the temptation to become a tyrant. Strive to be the person philosophy wants you to be, remaining committed to equality and respect for the freedom of all. 14. The obstacle is the way. In life, the obstacles we encounter can actually become the path forward. We can either ignore them, pretending they don't exist, or follow Marcus Aurelius' advice and see them as an opportunity. What new doors does this open? This perspective shows how your interpretation can turn difficulties into opportunities. The mind is incredibly adaptable, capable of redirecting obstacles to serve our purposes. What blocks our path can actually guide our journey. Certainly, no one wishes for problems, but instead of complaining and digging ourselves deeper into despair, we begin to search for an exit and learning from the situation. We start to ask ourselves, what can I gain from this? This mindset transforms the obstacle into the path itself, opening up new possibilities. You possess the greatest of human instruments, your mind, but only you can steer it to either sink you or propel you forward. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, offers us a collection of mental strategies to make life more peaceful. He used these psychological tricks to remain true to himself while facing the worst atrocities of the ancient world. We can do the same. 15. Adversity is a part of life. The universe is not particularly concerned with our existence. We weren't the only ones in the world drawn with problems, difficulties, and situations that make our lives harder. Accepting that hardships, setbacks, and even tragedies are a part of life is to recognize what it means to be alive. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we all go through these experiences. He advises that instead of hoping difficult times never come, we should seek the strength of character necessary to face them. Hoping for nothing bad or sad to happen focuses on something we cannot control. Instead, we should build our inner strength to endure any challenges, and this is within our reach. When difficult times come, we should be like a promontory facing the waves, firm and capable of calming the storm in our life. Marcus Aurelius motivates us to develop resilience that gives us the strength to face any adversity with courage. 16. Turning challenges into strength. Instead of lamenting when something bad happens, we should see it as a fortunate opportunity for having remained resilient. Life has this irony: it's the challenges that give us the opportunity to test and strengthen our capabilities. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that in the face of sadness, we should look beyond misfortune and see an opportunity to show our courage and strengthen our character. Facing adversity in this way transforms difficulties into moments of growth and personal development. 17. Eternal recurrence. The universe is always changing, but experiences are eternally the same, whether it's a betrayal by a partner, disappointment from a friend, or professional disillusionments. All these situations have been lived by others before us. Instead of allowing ourselves to be dominated by negative feelings, it's more useful to focus our attention on what really matters. Think of the countless people who have gone through similar situations, felt shaken or bitter, but in the end, realized those emotions lead nowhere. Is this how you want to end up? Marcus Aurelius encourages us not to let ourselves be affected, but rather focus on what can be done with these experiences, treating them as raw material for our growth. Always control your expectations and remember that the focus philosophy teaches us to have is on the truly important things in life. 18. Be practical and deal with what's in front of you. Stop wandering aimlessly and getting distracted. Keep your commitment and focus strong, especially after making a decision. If you seek peace of mind, do fewer things but do them well. Approach each task as if it were the last of your life. Do not let your emotions dominate your reasoning. Eliminate unnecessary thoughts and stop worrying about the future, creating anxieties that don't yet exist. Master your emotions and focus on the now, treating the present moment as a unique opportunity. Forget false ideas and avoid acting on emotional impulses. With dedication, you can master even what seems impossible. In any task, ask yourself why you can't accomplish it. You will be ashamed to answer. Don't worry about any physical attribute you can't change. Instead, focus on developing virtues within your reach, such as honesty, dignity, endurance, simplicity, moderation, patience, sincerity, seriousness, and generosity. These are the true qualities you can cultivate to face any situation with integrity and strength. 19. Practice getting back on track. There is no one who has never made a mistake. We have all stumbled and fallen, and when that happens, the secret is to quickly get up and move forward. The faster you return to the path, the better you will become at handling life's twists and turns. Profound change is difficult, so we are not free from moments of weakness when we revert to old habits. The important thing is to recognize these moments and dedicate ourselves to correcting the course. Ignore that inner voice telling you to give up just because you failed. Do not feel frustrated or discouraged if not every day is perfect. Rise after each stumble and value progress, even if it's imperfect. Celebrate your initiatives and engage in your activities with enthusiasm, avoiding the traps of pride or the desire to show off. Seeking external validation and ostentation only delay your progress. Support with a donation or as a member to show off distract you from true priorities. Every coffee fuels our mission to share wisdom. What's most important. Be our pillar, make a difference today. See things as they really are. An effective way to reduce the power that things have over us is to look at them realistically. For example, Marcus Aurelius described wine as fermented grape juice and his purple garments, symbols of imperial power, as fabric dyed with mollusk ink. This same approach can be used not only for objects but also for actions and behaviors. It's important to examine the principles that guide people to understand what they value or avoid. Try to see beyond appearances to discover what truly motivates someone's love, admiration, or vanity. Ask yourself if someone's disapproval really has the power to affect you or if praises truly bring any real benefit. Learn to see things as they really are, so you're not controlled or led like a puppet through life by your emotions. 21. Money is indifferent. Understand that material wealth in itself is neither good nor bad, its true value lies in how you use it. Calling material goods, goods, can be misleading, as possessing them in abundance does not guarantee a better life. True riches are in your virtues, the respect you have for your mind, and inner satisfaction. If we overvalue material things, we will never be truly free. There will always be the fear of losing what we have or feeling envy for what others have. The mistake is as much in wanting too much as in denying oneself entirely. Both attitudes give these objects too much power over our lives. The best way to handle this is not to let wealth or objects have so much control over us. We should use what we have wisely but be ready to let go if necessary. Use what you have positively without boasting or feeling bad about it, and if you lack something, don't worry about it. Value what you have now, thinking about how much you would really want those things if you didn't have them, but not to the point of being overly sad if lost. 22. Express gratitude. Practicing gratitude transforms life, as Marcus Aurelius shows at the beginning of Meditations, where he expresses gratitude for the lessons learned in his youth. He values the development of character, temperance control, and the practice of generosity, charity, and humor. He highlights the importance of education, hard work, manual skill, and simplicity. Marcus Aurelius also advises staying out of gossip and others' disputes, speaking clearly, valuing freedom of speech, and resolving disagreements peacefully. He cherishes gratitude for gifts received and the ability to genuinely praise without superficial or forced compliments. He reminds us not to use the excuse of being too busy to neglect important tasks, listen to friends' problems, respect teachers, and give true attention to children. He emphasizes the importance of treating people according to their merits and avoiding unnecessary criticism. Always act with dignity, and more than talking about being a good person, simply be one. These teachings motivate us to value our experiences and the people who have influenced us, and to live with a deep sense of gratitude.